Right. Before we get started, this is something I share every meeting. This is how I send you guys those invitations. I think everyone is already subscribed to receive these notifications. But if not, you can scan this QR code and you will receive these email invitations, YouTube video recaps, meeting summaries, and a whole bunch of other things I like to share with you guys after these meetings. And pretty much anything Tech Tuesday related or tech related to help you market your leads much better. And also any new lead generation strategies I might come across that I think might be worth sharing with you all. Okay, so if you're interested in any of that, you can scan this and receive those email notifications straight to your inbox. Amazing. Welcome, Devlin. Nice to see you. You are right on time.
Tisha's looking for the link. It's just the regular link, right?
Yeah, it's Frank's Zoom link.
Okay, let me just
It's
tell her.
the same link as the Tech Tuesday. Oh, there she is. She's joining us.
Okay.
All right. Welcome, Miss Johnson. Nice to see you. Awesome. All right. Like all meetings, they're recorded. You can engage with me at any time. You can raise your hands. You can unmute your mic or use the chat feature to, put your questions in there. I will get to them periodically as we go through the slides and through the presentation. And yeah, you can always rewatch this on YouTube. Awesome. All right, so let's talk about importing contacts into KvCORE. Okay, I think this should be the very first step, the most crucial step before you start using KvCORE. And I do realize that you can know everything about the system, know the tips and tricks and good habits to have when utilizing a CRM. But if you have no one in the CRM, nothing's gonna happen, and all of that knowledge is kind of in vain. So today I do want to talk about best practices when adding people to the CRM. I'll show you how to add people to the CRM, either manually or in bulk. Okay, so if you already have a lot of contacts in your roster that you want to bring into the CRM. Awesome. So there are, oops, I got newcomers. One second. Awesome. Welcome, Angela. Nice to see you.
Thank you, King.
All right. So I've broken down lead types into three different categories for the sake of, this Tech Tuesday, just so I can get my point across a little better. But obviously, you can break down leads into multiple categories. It could be, prospects to active leads to, other types of leads. Let's see here. Let's make sure our mics are muted just in case there's interference. There we go. Thank you. If you have any questions, leave them in the chat or just raise your hand or unmute yourself and let me know, okay? So I broke down the types of leads when it comes to importing and nurturing contacts using KvCORE. So the first one here, I classified as sphere of influence. Then there's organic leads, and then there's also purchased leads. So the sphere of influence leads are people who might be in your cell phone, friends, family, colleagues, old coworkers or current coworkers. It's easy. It's very easy to market to these people because you've already had conversations with them, you know them already, and um, you have a much higher likelihood of getting responses and staying in touch with those people. So these people right here, I have it in green because it's the easiest and it represents a green light. um, the second bullet point here, it says implied consent. So when you're sending marketing material or marketing emails or material to all of your leads, sometimes you might have to abide by certain rules to not get in trouble when you're sending a lot of text to a lot of people at once that did not, consent to receiving marketing text. There might be some rules there to abide by. So you can already kind of fast forward. Oops, I got more people joining. I should have said 6:45. Welcome, Nicholas. Nice to see you. All right. So you have implied consent because you've already reached out to these people and you there's no way for you to get in trouble for sending messages to someone you've already talked to at some point. Okay, but when it comes to other types of leads, sometimes you might have to get some type of implied consent to start reaching out to them to not get in trouble when sending out a lot of marketing material at once. I'll break that down a little bit more as we go through the slides, just so you understand what I mean by that. But in general, just having some type of implied consent before sending out a lot of information, especially via text, is very important to cover yourself and not be liable for any rules you might have broken with marketing laws. Okay, and these contacts, of course, are free. Does not cost you anything to obtain sphere of influence leads because you already know these people. That's why they're the easiest to market to, and they're already comfortable with you. You can always call, reach out to them at a higher frequency than the other types of leads. And then we have constant contact. So you're always in touch with these people. So you typically don't have to reach out to them. You get to decide whether you want to reach out to them on a higher frequency or a lower frequency. I usually oh my, okay. More people are joining. When it comes to sphere of influence, I usually try to send out marketing information that's more so tailored towards referral, because our sphere of influence, if they were ready to buy, hopefully they already know we're an agent. We would already be in some type of transaction with them. So tailoring the type of messages you send and the frequency at which you send them is very important. We're going to cover that in the next slide, but that is also something that you should keep in mind. And something I do want to stress is a lot of people typically try to import their sphere of influence into KvCORE first, which is great and all, but I've noticed that most of those contacts that you import from your phone typically do not have an email address because these are people you just have phone numbers for. And something I do want to stress moving forward is you can get the best of KvCORE when you have an email address on file for a contact. If you don't have a contact, if you don't have an email, it's very, very difficult to send them market reports, search alerts, and all of the great things that you can use KvCORE to automate. Okay. So that is something that you should pay attention to before importing sphere of influence leads, and actually recommend putting these people in one by one instead of bulk importing them. So kind of putting everyone in at the same time, because most of the time you don't have emails on file for these people. Okay. Then we have organic leads. These are leads that you met. So these are people who are not necessarily in your sphere of influence, but you've organically generated these leads. Whether that's through an open house, you met people there, had conversations, and they gave you their contact information. Could be someone that was referred to you, someone you met at the grocery store that was talking about real estate. So just any leads that you organically generated that is not necessarily someone that you knew before or that was in your sphere of influence. Again, these people are easy to market to because they've expressed some type of interest in your real estate services. Um, and because they also have implied consent, you have the green light to send them all the marketing information via all of the different means that you have, whether that's phone call, text message, or email. And the last bullet point here that says require prompt attention. What I mean by that is these are the contacts you should be spending the most amount of time nurturing on your CRM. Reason why is when you look at sphere of influence, you're already in constant contact with these people because they are in your sphere of influence. At least you should be. If not, um, get in the habit of talking to them so that when the time comes to buy or sell for them, they remember that you're an agent. But the point is, these people are already close to you. They're friends and family and colleagues. Organic leads are people you don't know who might easily forget about you if you do not keep giving them that, attention, if you will. So you need to spend most of your time here, nurturing these leads by sending them all the information they need in order to get them in a home or sell their home and then buy another one. Okay. So that's what I mean by require prompt attention. This is where you should be spending most of your active time nurturing leads on KvCORE or your CRM. And then the last one, but not least, this is got one more person. Welcome everyone. By the way, anyone that just joined just now, we are talking about best practices, techniques, and need to knows before importing contacts into your KvCORE system. And I'll also be showing you guys a demonstration of how I would import those contacts into the CRM. But beforehand, I'm just talking about the different kinds of leads that are in, the different kinds of leads when it comes to importing them into KvCORE, how to tackle them, and all that fun stuff. Okay. If you have any questions, leave them in the chat, raise your hand, unmute yourself, and just let me know. And then, yes, last but not least, we have purchase leads. So this is exactly what it says. These are, I would put any lead that you maybe bought through um, any software like cold calling softwares. You purchase a bunch of email leads. A lot of agents do that. There's a lot of opportunities when it comes to these. You can purchase expired leads, for sale by owner leads. These could also be contacts lists you obtain through your title rep, because they're also able to give you, addresses, stuff like that. So basically any list full of contacts that you've never met, that you haven't spoke to, these are not organic leads, these are cold leads. Okay, purchase leads and cold leads are the same thing. So these can cost money sometimes. If you use Redx, for example, a lot of agents I help use Redx to get those leads, and they pay for them. These leads also, right off the bat, typically didn't consent to you, reaching out to them. So you want to keep that in mind. We'll talk about this in a later slide. You want to keep that in mind. Okay. These require less, I think I was supposed to put less effort here. So these actually require less effort because we'll talk about that when we get to the purchase lead slide. But you are able to market to these people in automated ways using KvCORE that kind of takes care of that for you, so you can free up more time for your organic leads, people that do need your attention right here, right now, that are looking to buy or sell right now. Okay, these I look at purchase leads as a long-term investment because you haven't necessarily built the relationship with them to where they're comfortable doing business with you. I wish I remember Frank's quote. I don't know if you remember it, or if you're listening, Frank. He has a quote about people won't do business with you when they know you. They do business with you when they trust you, or something like that.
If people like you,
Um,
they'll be your friend. If they trust you, they'll do business with you.
exactly. Thank you, Frank. So that that part. So yeah, so think of it as a long-term investment. Become their friend, send them valuable information. And over time, people that do start engaging with the content you send them, they then fall into the organic lead bucket, because now you see some type of interest in your services. And here you can then, give them more attention, give them more phone calls, send them text messages, send them emails. But until they show some type of activity or engagement, um, this is where you should be focusing your time, and let KvCORE do the automated work here, which I'll show you guys how to do briefly. Okay. Sometimes also, very last bullet point here, uh, I don't even want to say sometimes, you should assume a majority of the time that any leads that you purchase, any list of contacts that you purchase, might not have the correct information on there. So you'll get a first name and a last name and an email and a phone number, but that phone number might be somebody else, a whole other person with another name that doesn't match what you have on your spreadsheet. The name could be right, the phone number could be right, but the email that's on there might not be that person you think you're reaching out to. So these are things to keep in mind when purchasing leads. And a good investment would be what do you call it? Email scrubber, I think they call them. You plug in all of your contacts leads into these softwares, and it looks at all of the emails and make sure that they're valid emails, they're valid inboxes. So those are great tools to invest into. Okay, so always be under the assumption that the name you have for the contacts you have when you purchase the leads is incorrect, because someone can engage on your website and the whole time the name you think the person has is not the actual real name of the person. So asking for, if you were to reach out to a lead that's a purchase lead, I would first, let them know, hey, I noticed that you were looking on my website. Is there any way I help you? Is there any way I can help you? But if you start that conversation by saying, hey, is this so and so? People are sometimes quick to hang up the call because they don't think that they're the ones you were trying to call, so they'll think that you're just a salesperson trying to sell them something right there and then. So tailoring your language or NLP at that moment might be important, because you can either make or break the interaction. Okay, let's see here. Awesome. So these are the three types of leads when it comes to importing contacts. So here's a little bit more about your sphere of influence, importing and nurturing these leads. Like I said before, I would import these people one by one, or create your own spreadsheet once you've went through all of the different contacts in your phone, which is typically where most of those guys are when it comes to sphere of influence for most of us. So because an email address is how you get the most out of KvCORE and how you automate lead nurturing, going through that list of contacts in your contacts app on your phone, look at the people you would want to market to. Ideally, this is, every single person. Give them a call on a daily basis, go through them one by one and let them know, hey, I'm an agent and I would like to keep you informed about what's going on in your current market. I can send you market reports. What's a good email address, I can put on my system to forward that to you on a weekly basis. Okay. That is going to, just getting that piece of information and then plugging it into KvCORE is going to take care of that lead nurturing process for that person till the end of time, because KvCORE will always send those things out on time every single time. You don't have to remember it. Whereas what's been happening, I want to say, is people just import all of their contacts that don't have emails into KvCORE, and they end up just sitting there till the end of time and nothing happens to those contacts. So I really want to make it a point, especially moving into 2024. Do not have any person in your CRM that is not, that A, doesn't have an email address on file, and B, that's not enrolled in some type of automated email campaign. Okay, so if they don't have an email or an automated campaign, they should not be on your CRM. It's just wasted space at that point and wasted opportunity. So making that a point will get you in the habit of making sure everything is right before you put a contact in there. Okay. That also addresses the second point. Make sure everyone has an email before you import them. And you have flexibility when marketing to your sphere of influence, because these are people you already know and they're less likely to opt out to, from your marketing material. And last but not least, because these are people that they're probably not ready to buy right now, just like most of the other types of leads. So it's a good idea to send them referral-based content mostly. On top of sending them market reports, you can just type up an email, send them a mass email that says, hey, if you know anyone looking to buy or sell, let me know. Something like that once a quarter, once every 2 months is not bad. I highly recommend doing that. Okay, so I'm going to pause the presentation here. We're going to go to KvCORE and I'm going to simulate, or actually show you how you would import a contact from your sphere of influence, at least the steps I would take before I imported someone. So I'm going to open up Chrome here, and we'll refresh this page. Awesome. Let's move this side. So when you open up KvCORE, this is the screen you will see. It'll take you to your dashboard. Okay. It's okay if you've never opened up KvCORE. It's okay if you don't know where anything is. We're going to take it step by step, and I'll show you exactly how to start importing your sphere of influence contacts one by one. Okay. So just like in the presentation, you want to make sure the person has an email. So this would look like you going into your contacts, go to your phone app. If you have an iPhone, go to your contacts app. If you have an Android, or just find the list of contacts in your system. Okay. Every single person in there is a potential opportunity. I think I read a study earlier this year. People on average move about 10 to 12 times or something like that every year. And everyone in your contacts list, that they're included in that statistic. Okay, this is in the US. I believe it was 10 to 12 times in their lifetimes. So you want to position yourself to where they think of you when one of those 12, well, each of those 12 times ideally, but at least most of those 12 times in their lives, you want to be there when they need to move. Whether that's getting a new apartment, you want them to reach out to you to get the best, advice, resources, and all that. Even if you don't do rentals, if you do, that's great. If not, you still want to be that beacon, that person they go to for all their real estate needs, because staying top of mind is the name of the game. If they don't need it, they know someone who might, and then they will refer them to you. Okay, so go through each contact, call them up, send them a quick text, just like you would on your phone, as normally, and let them know, hey, I'm just trying to provide value for people. I know you live in this place. I'm able to give you a free market report. What's a good email address I can put on file for you to keep sending you that valuable information, so you know where you stand every single month? Just like that, via text message or via quick phone call. Because this is your sphere of influence, you're probably already talking to these people anyway. So it should be a very nice and easy conversation. Okay. Once they provide that email address, you want to go straight to KvCORE. You can even have KvCORE open while you're doing this. You can seclude time every morning, or a specific time block per day to do this. You might have a few hundred contacts in your CRM. That's fine. Taking the time out to do this is just a one-time thing. You can call everyone once, get their email address, and plug them into your KvCORE system, and then KvCORE will take care of the rest till the end of time. So going through that list of contact is going to be very valuable for you the more time passes by. So once you call that person number one in your sphere of influence, and they're okay with you putting them in the system, you sending them that information, open up KvCORE, go to where it says quick actions at the top menu bar right here. Okay, it's going to be a blue button that says quick actions. You're going to click on this, and the very first option you will see is add contact. Very, very simple. So once you click on that, I'm going to move this. Once you click on add contact, it'll ask you for the person's first name, last name. You should already have their phone number since this is your sphere of influence. But again, phone numbers are great, but email addresses are truly where KvCORE shines, because it's able to do so much with them. So always, always prioritize an email address when getting, any contact information from any type of lead. So have their first name, last name in here. I'm going to do an example here. I'll put my name, Kane, an email. We'll just do hello@me.com. I'll leave the phone number empty because again, this is my sphere of influence. I already have it in my phone, but even if it wasn't, I put a lot of emphasis on the email, and I typically don't prioritize the phone number at all. Okay, all the phone number work I need to do, I just grab my cell phone and I call people up if I need to. That way it's more personal. They can reach out to me. if I call them and I don't get them. And yeah, it's much quicker that way. So KvCORE, just let it do the automated work via the email address you provide. So down here, very important field. Once you put their email address in, you want to click yes right here. It'll ask you permission to contact. Okay, so under the email address field, you want to make sure yes is checked right here. Okay. Because I didn't give it a phone number and I wouldn't even want to nurture leads too much via phone call or text message, I will leave these to no. It doesn't mean it's bad or doesn't mean it doesn't work. This is just the best way to get the most out of KvCORE in the shortest amount of time possible. Okay, so this is the starter pack when using KvCORE. Down here, we've already have all the important information we need. First name, last name, and email, and giving it permission. Everything is optional beyond, this field. You're able to just click add contact at this point, and you've done step one of importing, and then we'll look at nurturing right after this. But something else that's really good to have, if you're able to, again, this is not mandatory right off the bat, is some address. Okay, you can have just a zip code, you can have a street address and the whole thing, but at least having a zip code on there will help when you're sending out tailored marketing content. But if you don't, that's fine. We're just going to leave it at the basic here. We have a name, last name, and an email. And then all we do is go ahead and click add contact down here. And once we do that, KvCORE will open up that contacts page, letting you know that they've successfully been registered into the CRM. Okay, so the one and only thing you need to do after this step is make sure that you follow through with your promise and you do give them that market report that you said you would, enroll them in. And that's a very, very simple thing. You want to scroll down on the right-hand side, click add under where it says market reports. And if you don't have an address on file for them, again, try to ask them, what zip code they're in. If you don't already know, this is your sphere of influence, so you should kind of have an idea of where they are, hopefully. If not, just put Los Angeles in here. Everyone wants to know what's going on in LA. So you could just type a generic area, maybe LA County. So I will click on County, Los Angeles under the area, and then send report every. So this is the frequency. You could do every 7 days, 14, 21, or 28 days. Okay. So you could do 7 days if they're okay with that frequency. Just go based off of the relationship you have. If you talk to these people frequently, you might be able to send them something every 7 days, and then just click add. And that's it. We've imported a contact, we have their email, and then we have them on a market report that will go out every 7 days. From this point on, this person will be nurtured till the end of time, and you don't have to worry about sending them some content every month or every other week. KvCORE is going to do all the work for you. And that's just one example of how you would make that happen. Okay. Any questions on what I just did?
I have a question.
Yep.
I know that KvCORE has a template that allows you to download more fields. If something doesn't fit within one of those template column headers, what do
Sure.
you do with the rest of that information? Where would it go?
So you are able to add that extra information as notes. So there's a note section when you're importing a lot of contacts at once. I think that's what you're referring to, the bulk import feature.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to get to that with the other types of leads, but there's a way to still put that information under notes. Okay. So
Oh,
that way you can always review them.
okay, one more question. Are you only
Yeah.
does KvCORE only send out market reports? Can you upload something that you want to send out and have KvCORE send it out?
Like a
An article,
custom message or
not a message, but a
Mhm.
custom article.
Yeah. Absolutely. Is this a link to the article or is this a screenshot? What kind of article? How are you sending it, I guess?
Well, I would send it via email.
Okay. are you copying and pasting the article or just sharing the link to the article
I
with
would
them, I
copy and
guess?
paste it.
Yeah, so that's really easy. Once you do get that contact in there, so let's open up, let's go back to let's say Amy, for example. This is not a real person. So once you got to the screen before, you know, we did the whole market report thing, if you wanted to send them that article, you would just go to where it says actions and notice up here how it says email, send email. You would just click that button and then you would just paste your article in here and put a subject in there and then just press send at the bottom left right here.
Oh,
Okay,
but I
so
couldn't
that's
do
one
it
way to do
bulk.
it.
I couldn't do it bulk.
Yes, you can. So this is if you want to do it for one person. If you want to do it in bulk, make sure you're under your Smart CRM tab and just check the little box, you know, that'll select everyone on that page. And then notice right here, it'll say mass email.
Okay.
So same thing, you're just going to click on that and then type up your message, your subject, and then just press send, and that'll send it to all those people.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. There are a number of ways to make that happen, but this is the quickest way to do it. Okay. Any other questions, anyone? All right. So to make sure we digest that information and everyone is on the same page, I'm going to fast forward through one more example of this. Call up your sphere of influence, go through them one by one, make sure you get their email address. Once you do, open up KvCORE. To add the contact, you want to go to where it says quick actions. Click on that. Go ahead and press on add contact. It'll be the first option. And then just type up the person's first name. Let's do Johnny. And then last name, Doe. And then put their email in here. I'll put something random. And then this is pretty much all of the mandatory information you need. Okay. You just want to make sure you give KvCORE permission to send them emails by clicking yes right here. Okay. So I'll check yes. And then once you have that, if you have a zip code you can put in here, you know, you can type that in here. You don't have to put the complete address if you don't have it, but just any general area would be fine. But if not, that's okay. You don't have to put any of that info in there. Okay. Once you have all this in there, press add contact. Now that person will manually be added to your CRM. Once it opens this page, you are able to scroll down on the right hand side here and then send that market report you promised by clicking where it says market reports. So I'll click add. And then just, if you don't know where they're at, you don't have their zip code, just send them a generic one from the county they're in, or, you know, Los Angeles County if all else fails, because everyone wants to know what's going on there. So you could just choose the county when you type Los Angeles and then choose your frequency. If you told them you wanted to send something every month, just do, you know, 28 days. If not, just do 7 days. It'll send a weekly market report. Click add. And there you go. Just this we've done this was less than 1 minute. Just this that you've done will nurture that lead forever till the end of time. And every single week, they'll be reminded that you're an agent. And if they ever come across somebody else that wants to buy or sell, they'll think of you and reach out to you, if not them, you know, themselves. So this is a really good habit to get into. What I don't want you guys to do is add someone and then not add them to some type of market report or automated campaign. Having contacts building up in your system and just sitting there is not a good habit. So you want to get in the habit of having them on some type of automated thing as soon as they land in your database. A question, it says, so you can copy and paste a flyer into KvCORE for emails. Yes, so you can just copy and paste any information, you know, into the email field, and then you can send it out to people in mass or individually, like we just did there. That's a good question. Awesome. So that's the process, you know, as a beginner, you want to follow for using KvCORE for your sphere of influence. Before we move on to the second type of lead, any questions? sending videos to leads. So that's a really good question, and props to you for asking that. I hope you do send out videos because video is king. Um, let's go into, random lead again. You are able to send videos to leads in multiple ways. The easiest way to send videos to a lot of people is maybe upload the video to YouTube and then get the link to that video and send it to them within an email. That's the easiest way to send it to a lot of people. You do have a service on here called Core Video. And again, this is me looking at the actions tab under a specific contact. So if I was to click on Core Video, you can send videos to people one by one for free, I believe, and you have a certain number you can do. Let's see. Yeah, I think you can send videos to people one by one without a problem. But as soon as you want to send that same video to a lot of people at once, you do have to upgrade to the Pro version for $30 a month. But essentially, what I did here, I just clicked on where it says Core Video, and then just click on where it says Select a Video, and then um, you are able to upload the video you would like on there. Let's see, or you can click open recorder to record the video also and put a message on here. But that is how you would do or send videos to people. The email subject line is right here, and you can send this as an email or as a text message to people. Okay. But yeah, I hope that answers the question, Angela. Awesome. Any other questions?
One quick question. So, when you're sending out the content for your sphere of influence, asking for referrals, is that like already built into KvCORE, or can you customize it, or is it kind of just preset with the content?
That's a good question. So KvCORE has a bunch of templates that people don't know about. I will go into those really quickly just to answer your question. I think I also have a video about how to find those templates and build your own. But the simplest way is, because this is your sphere of influence, you probably don't want to format your message too much. This is you talking to friends and family. You could just click on that specific contact and then just click the send email button and just go ahead and type something really quick. Hey, it's been a minute. I'm still in real estate. If you know anyone looking to buy or sell, let me know. And then that's that. That simple message can go a long way over a certain amount of time. You could do this with contacts one by one, or just like we did the example, just select everyone and then just click on mass email and then type that same message in and send it to everyone. So that's you doing it in a custom, manner at the intervals you choose. Another way to do this is to go to where it says marketing and then smart campaigns. This is where you find all of the email templates KvCORE has. I'm pretty sure there's a referral one here. But once we get there, okay, so again, I went to marketing and then I clicked on smart campaigns. You'll see a button right here that says templates. If you click on here, KvCORE will load up all of the templates it has. There's plenty in here. There's 2 pages, each with 250 rows. So under the search bar here, if I was to type referral, if I spelled that correctly, whoops, referral. Just like so. I'm pretty sure there are some referral campaigns, maybe not. Okay. Sometimes using the search feature will not be the way to go because the search bar doesn't pick up on certain keywords. Let me try and load this again. It looks like it's
Did you put 2 R's?
let me do it again. No, I don't think I did. Referral. There it is, actually, yeah. Typo. Referral, you have a few emails right here. So it says ask for referral, any ideas? What you could do is once you find the emails you're looking for, let me make myself smaller. You can click on the clone here, and then once you do that, it'll show you what the template says. Hi, and then it'll replace this with the person's first name. I really enjoyed working with you. I'm trying to build my business, and referrals are the best way. Would you be willing to recommend me? So this is something you can go ahead and clone. Once you click on the clone button, it will take you to it'll take you back to this screen, okay? And from here you'll be able to just either copy it, click the edit button, you could just copy it and change this template to your liking to resend it over and over again. Or you could just, select all, copy, and then go back to the smart CRM where you can select everyone and send this message. Okay, that's another way to do it. I wish there was a way to just read the messages without having to click clone, but you are able to see all of them, see what they look like. I'm just gonna click a few here. Do you have any friends, relatives, or coworker who might want to buy and sell? There's plenty of templates in here you can find. And once you clone the templates, you'll see, it'll say the same thing, but with copy in parentheses. So from here, this might be a little technical, but for the sake of answering your question, once you go back to your smart CRM with all of your contacts, let me find someone here and show you how you can apply this. When sending emails to people, let's say I wanted to send this to Amy. Under the templates tab right here, you are able to just type in, those keywords, and then you'll be able to find that template, just like I did right here. So if I click on this, it'll auto-populate that template for you. Okay, or you could type in pretty much anything here, holiday. And then if this was Thanksgiving, I could just click on this and then it will load up a nice Thanksgiving email that I can send out. Okay, this is getting a little bit more on the moderate to expert side of KvCORE, but you can keep it simple and just type a quick text. Okay, but you are able to use this template field to populate those templates. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, no, thank you. That was really good. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, did you get that from the KvCORE library? Yes, to get there, you just want to go to marketing, and then you want to go to smart campaigns. Okay, and then once you get to smart campaigns, you'll get a little button right here that says templates. So this is where you're able to see all of those templates, and then you can customize them there and then make them your own. Awesome. Any other questions? Anything we missed? Let's see. I think I missed one from Claudia. What about sphere of influence? Um, do you mind elaborating on your question, Claudia? How do you,
Oh, that was actually
yeah.
when I was when you were typing in referrals, and I was thinking,
Ah,
oh, maybe it's under sphere of influence. And so yeah, that's
oh, okay,
yeah,
gotcha,
so
gotcha.
that was a few moments ago. Yeah. Thanks
All right.
though.
No problem, no problem. So yeah, that's how you can find all your templates, okay? Um, so yeah, this is best practices for your sphere of influence. A lot of those same methods will apply to your organic leads. Obviously, you're not going to meet 1,000 people at once and need to bulk import those people. So in the same way you're importing your sphere of influence one by one, you want to import your organic leads one by one. You meet someone at an open house, they give you their contact info, maybe 5, 6 people. Come back to your KvCORE system, click on quick actions, add contact, put their first name, last name, and email. You've met them at a specific place, so they're probably interested in buying at that place. So already right off the bat, you have a city, state, and zip code you can put in there. Okay. So go ahead and fill out that information. Click yes to allow KvCORE to market to them via email again, and then add set contact. Okay, so importing them one by one here will also apply to organic leads. So just put their information as soon as you can. Don't just leave them on the spreadsheet. Don't just leave them on your phone. Don't just import them in KvCORE and then do nothing. So once you import organic leads into your KvCORE, of course, again, emails, emails, emails. Make sure the emails are correct. Make sure repeat it back to them, because that one email address you're going to put in KvCORE will keep sending them information until the end of time. And so that's a lead you will never lose because they keep remembering you every time. So the only difference, if even, I would say when it comes to organic leads is in the context of meeting someone at an open house and getting that organic lead that way. Let's say instead of a market report, these people are probably looking to buy. Okay, so they want properties that match a certain criteria, that they would like for you to send to them. So what you could do is, let's imagine we just put Amy into our system here. Instead of enrolling Amy to a market report, which still is fine, you are able to still add them to a market report. There's nothing wrong with that. You could put the zip code you met them at and then add a market report for every 7 days. But to be even more intentional, I guess, if you will, for lack of a better word, with how you market to these people, you want to send them properties that match what they were looking for. And the best way to do that is through search alerts. Okay. This does exactly what it says. So instead of clicking down here, add under market reports, click add where it says search alerts. So when you do that, it's going to take you to the screen. I don't want it to scare you or anything. This is just you basically building a search or a criteria, just like you would on the MLS. Is just going to ask you what kind of listings do you want KvCORE to send to this person on a recurring basis. Okay, just give it a title. Let's say, again, this person's name is Amy. Just put Amy search. Okay, this is anything you want it to be, just a title for this search. Then we come down here to the frequency. How frequent do you want KvCORE? How frequently do you want KvCORE to send Amy these lists of properties that match what she's looking for? Because this is an organic lead, you really want to be, consistent with this, and as many times as you can. So if not ASAP, I would even send daily emails showing them properties that are coming on the market, that are getting sold, that match their criteria. Email CC down here, all this means is anytime KvCORE sends them an email, you can put your own email in here to be notified or be CC'd in that email. Or if you have a business email, you can also put that in here to be CC'd there. And then down here, very self-explanatory. This is where this person is looking to buy. So if I was to put 90210, this is Beverly Hill 90210. There we go. So let's say this person was looking at properties there. I can specify what kind of listings. I could do, single family. Should give me a drop down here. Let's do, it looks like it's not loading. But the type of listing, you can also select here what kind of listings pop up. It's not loading on my end. I need to refresh the screen, but I don't want to lose my progress here. But you can have single family, you can have commercial, condo, etc. So you're all able to choose that here. A price range, if they're looking for something within a specific price range. And all of this is basically information about what kind of property they're looking for, which you should have an idea of if you had a conversation with that person at the open house. Okay, this could also be someone that was referred to you. Just ask them what they're looking for and put them on that search alert based on what they're looking for. But worst case, it doesn't hurt to just have a generic, broad, criteria. Just have the zip codes that they're looking in and just disregard all of this other information and just set that alert by clicking at the bottom there. And already KvCORE will start sending them listings, which it'll give you a preview of. And just like that, you've now set up some automated marketing emails to go out to this person at the frequency you chose, which for us was on a daily basis. And then you're good with this specific lead. Okay. I'm going to go back to where it says timeline. This will take us back to this screen. And down here, you'll notice the title of our search. It says Amy search right here. Single family, 90210, and this will go out on a daily basis like we chose. Okay, any questions on what I did right now? Awesome, awesome. We are experts at search alerts. Okay. I'm gonna do one more just to bring the point home. When you add leads into your system that are actively searching, these are buyer leads or people looking to see, what's out there. Enter them into the CRM one by one, like we did with the quick actions button, and then add contact. Once their contacts pop up, scroll down on the right hand side, it'll have search alerts. Just go ahead and click on add right here. Give the alert a title. It could be Riverside search, and then just choose a frequency. It could be once a week, twice a week, every single day, or as soon as possible. This could be multiple times a day. Choose the areas in which you're looking for the listings, or the person's looking for the listing, and yeah, just go ahead and set the alert, and then from then on, that person will be sent listings straight to their inbox that match the criterias that they are looking for, and that's it. On top of it, you can always do a market report. So just be mindful of the frequencies of each. You don't want to have a market report um, for every 7 days, and also have, it all depends on the lead. If they're open to receiving 20 emails a day, based on how you gauge the information that, you're exchanging, then that's fine. But it's better to send more than less in general, I find. Okay. Awesome. No problem, Isabel. You take care. So this is you nurturing organic leads. And again, because these are people you're actively talking to, or should at least be actively talking to, and reaching out to, you want to spend most of your time here. Make sure these people are receiving the correct info. Make sure they don't have any questions. Call them, outside of KvCORE. Text them outside of KvCORE. Send them custom emails. Check in on them. Make sure that they have everything they need. This is where you should be spending most of your time when it comes to utilizing KvCORE. Okay, the sphere of influence is mainly automated through market reports, and the organic leads. Not only will you have search alerts, even if you don't reach out to them, they'll always be able to engage with you using that. But you can also call them and try to close. Don't leave them as an active lead. Turn them into clients and get them pre-approved, and go from there. And then last but not least, this is the final one, purchase leads. Okay. I help a lot of agents manage their KvCORE, and typically these are the types of leads we will fill the system up with at first. We'll get a lot of different leads from specific cities that the agents want to work in, purchase those leads, and then we bulk import them into the system. So this is in a way like how do you say? You get a lot of leads, you get a list of contacts, and you send a blast of emails to all of those people, and basically start picking or nurturing the ones that start responding to you. Okay. Let's see. Are you able to set up a concierge service where you see the properties prior to being sent out? Not to my knowledge. I don't believe that's possible, but sometimes KvCORE has things that sometimes I don't even know are there. But I don't believe you're able to do that, Claudia. If anything, I would set the search alert for yourself. So maybe put yourself in the CRM, set up that search alert for you, and then when you get the listings, maybe forward it to them if that's what you want to send to them. But if not, then don't forward it to them. But I don't believe there's an automated way. Okay. I do also want to stress that if you try to curate all the message that gets sent out, um, you don't want to be stuck in this analysis paralysis mode where you don't send people anything um, at all. Okay, so it's always best to send what KvCORE sends, and then once they respond, at least you get that communication going. They can tell you, no, I'm not looking there, but then you can follow up with, okay, so where would you like to look? How can I help with that? Instead of never doing anything at all. I found myself in that position, so just if you can, just send. CRMLS has that, yes. Yes. Awesome. So yeah, the purchase lead strategy is just getting a lot of leads from a specific place, make sure all the email address are valid, plug them into KvCORE, and then just send them all market reports, and basically start interacting with the people that engage. Okay, this is a method that's worked for a lot of people. I do this myself. And again, the agents that I do help with their KvCORE CRMs is you can send out a blast of 5,000 emails, 10,000 emails, which KvCORE facilitates at no extra charge. With these mass emails, and people are going to click on the links. They are going to view the market reports. They are going to go to your website, try to do market evaluations or home evaluations. And based on the ones that do click on there, KvCORE will notify you, and it's up to you at that point to start following up with them. The only thing here is, of course, the barrier to entry here is paying for the leads. Sometimes it can be a little costly depending on how many you want, but this is a great strategy to get your foot in the door and fast forward yourself to actually start talking to people. Okay, so like I said before, you could scrub the emails using email scrubbing software out there. When you import these guys, make sure to enable all the automations, market reports, and search alerts. You can actively monitor the engagement, which you could do right here. When you log into KvCORE, you'll see your dashboard. So anyone that starts clicking on, links on your website or links on your emails that are being sent out, it'll look like this. So it'll say, hey, this person clicked and viewed a listing on your website. This person viewed a listing here. This person viewed a market report here. So as people start engaging with the emails you're sending out, you'll be able to click on those people and then basically call them in and make sure everything is okay and start building relationships that way. Okay. So that is a strategy when it comes to purchasing leads. Now, I'm going to show you how to bulk import those leads, which is what a lot of people want to do or need to know how to do. So hopefully, I wanted to demystify the fact that it's not difficult to import contacts into KvCORE, especially most people don't have um, paid leads. So if you have your sphere of influence, you haven't been uploading to your KvCORE because you didn't know how the whole bulk import system works. I don't recommend doing that all at once. Just call them up one by one and then add those contacts manually. Same thing with your organic leads. Just make sure you get in the habit of soon as you get those contacts, log into your KvCORE that same day, plug them in, and turn on those automations like we just did. But when or if you do get purchase leads, um, whether it's through Mojo Dialer, whether it's through Redx or any other software out there, or maybe your title rep, they can send you Excel spreadsheets with those contacts. Just make sure the file they send you is a CSV if this is through a title rep sending you this information, because KvCORE only accepts CSV files. Okay. And B, any other place you get it from, the online softwares where you can purchase this, typically you will get those files as a CSV file. So when you get that file, when you purchase those leads, open up your KvCORE, go where it says lead engine. Okay, I'm going to click on lead engine. It's going to take me to the screen right here. What we want to find is bulk import. Okay. Remember, this is recorded, but still pay attention. So if you have any questions, you can always ask me right here, right now, so that everyone can get some clarity. But if not, you can always rewatch this when it comes time for you to upload your contacts in bulk if you purchase them or get them through a title rep. So click on where it says Start Import under the Bulk Import option. Once you do that, it'll take you to the screen, and then you can let KvCORE, the KvCORE team handle it, or you can do it yourself. I recommend doing it yourself. It sounds like it's a scary process, but it's very, very easy. It's just understanding how it works, which I'm going to explain to you right now. Okay, but the KvCORE team can do this for you. I've tried this initially when I started using KvCORE, and they didn't do personally a wonderful job at making sure the numbers were correctly on there, the emails were correctly on there. I haven't tried ever since, but you do get a little video showing you how to make that happen, also for the do-it-yourself section. But right here, yes, Angela, I second that. So right here, we're going to click on where it says do it yourself. Okay. So once we click on that, it'll take you to this screen where it'll ask you to upload your CSV file. So it'll remind you right here also. So, you know, you get .csv files, you get .xl files, Word files. So CSV file is the type of file that KvCORE will accept. Okay. So down here, you'll get a little box you can click on where it gives you the ability to choose that file. So I'm going to upload a sample file. It's called sample 50 right here. So let's imagine this is the file that you purchased online, and if you need help, if you're interested in purchasing leads, send me an email. I will send you a few places where I've purchased leads before. But for the most part now, I just use Redx. They have a service where you can download 7,500 leads a month. So that's a lot of leads, and you can plug those people into your KvCORE and start emailing them. Let's see here. Awesome. So once you get that file, go ahead and find it. After you click on Browse Files, click Open. And once you do, KvCORE will let you know how many contacts in total and how many columns are in that file. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to open up that file so we can see what that CSV actually looks like. Let's see here. Took Tuesday. Let's see where I put that file at. Sample. There it is. So I just want to open up that CSV file so we can see what it looks like. Awesome. So this right here is what the CSV file we're going to upload looks like. Again, yours might have different names under where it says first name, different column names where it says last name, different, name where it says address. It could be street address here for you. It could be city or something else. It could be state or just something that's abbreviated. But just make sure that all the information you're looking for is on here and all of the columns are, you understand what each column is. Sometimes you're going to have many more columns. So let me show you a different example, something you're more likely to get. I have another file here. Let me see if I can find it. CSV. So this is another example here. Okay. So these, sometimes when you purchase leads, you're going to get a bunch of different columns with, a lot of fields you might not necessarily need. So Misty, this is going to answer your question also. So you might have, their metropolitan division, their estimated equity, their property zoning. So a lot of different fields that you might not have use for, or you don't know how to classify. You can leave all of those on there, but once you upload it to KvCORE, I'm going to show you exactly how to make sure all of those get imported as notes under the contact. So once you have your CSV uploaded, you'll get this little box right here. It'll tell you how many in total you're importing and how many columns in total there are in your CSV. I'm going to click next. And it's going to take me to this screen. This is where most people get confused, and I'm going to do the best job I can at explaining what we're looking at here. It's very, very simple. I'm going to zoom in here. So this screen is basically KvCORE asking you to match the columns you have on your CSV file to the fields that KvCORE will plug that information into. Okay, so under, if we scroll down a little bit here, KvCORE is going to ask you, what column should we pull the first name of these leads from? And then on the right hand side, you get to choose that column. So if I click on here, it's going to show me all of the different columns that are in my CSV file. Okay, notice how on my CSV file, it was first underscore name. And then over here, let me open that so we can see too. Over here, it's the same thing, first underscore name. If this was something else, that's what it would have shown in the KvCORE side right here also. So KvCORE right here is asking me what's the first name. I'll choose that column. Last name, I'm going to match it with whatever the name of that column is on my CSV file. The birthday, if I had a birthday field, I would match it with birthday if it was on my CSV file. But if not, it's okay to leave it blank. Email, same thing. If there's email to or a secondary email, you can choose that name here, which corresponds to the proper column on your CSV file. Same thing for phone numbers. You can choose all those. Now, if you have some fields that KvCORE doesn't recognize or that are not in here that KvCORE is asking for, if we scroll down here a little bit, I think I might have passed it. I should say notes. Let's see, right here. So let's say you have a specific field in your CSV file that has all of that extra information. So what division these people are in, what zoning these people are in, what the last time these people sold, is in. You can go ahead and click on the notes section and choose that specific file, that specific column, so that it gets imported as a note. And if you have more than one column, you could just click the plus and then choose that other column. I hope that makes sense. Okay, I'm mainly also answering Missy's question here. You could just choose all of those fields so that they still get imported as notes if they're not part of the default ones KvCORE asks you. So that is how you kind of match what KvCORE is looking for with the columns that are in your CSV file.
Thank you so much. That is exactly what I wanted to know.
Awesome, awesome. I'm glad I was able to help. Yes, you're welcome, Claudia. You have a great night.
One more question. So
Yeah.
you're importing your leads, do you add a status column in your CSV file?
No, I don't add one. I typically at this point just add them one by one. However, you can just create a column on your CSV file, and if you already know they're all active leads, it can help you, sort through them. So that is a great idea if you already know what everyone is. But by default, they're going to be Sphere. So if they're not Sphere, you're welcome to create one and just, add that in there.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you.
Absolutely. So yeah, once all of the fields are in place, you are able to click next at the bottom right here. Let me just make sure. Yep, all of these. Any questions before we click next? Because I want to make sure no one is confused or at least was able to follow.
If a field is empty, you don't have any information for it, once you click next or whenever it uploads, will that field disappear?
No, you can always go back and fill that information in manually, but it just won't have anything in there.
Um,
Mhm. Yeah, I hope that made sense.
It did.
Okay. So yeah, so let's say we didn't have any of these fields, but we only imported the information that we wanted or that we had. Next thing we want to click on is next at the bottom left right here. Okay. So KvCORE is going to tell us there are some columns we haven't matched. Do we still want to process the import anyway? I'll do yes. It's saying that because it found the city column and the zip column, but I didn't put them on here. But just click yes. And then it'll take us to the next screen. Okay, so notice at the top here, it's going to confirm how many total contacts will be imported. Fear not, even though it says 0 here, it's only saying that because I've already imported these contacts into my CRM. But KvCORE for you, if you've never imported those people, will give you that full number right here. This is very good because sometimes when you import a lot of contacts, there could be some of the same people you already have on there on your CSV file. So KvCORE will make sure that you don't add somebody twice, okay? You do get a fail-safe switch right here in case you still want to bring them in for whatever reason. You can switch this on and KvCORE will import them. But yeah, even up here, you get a little button that says contacts will not be imported. It'll give you the amount that will not be imported and a reason down here. So it says due to lack of information or lead duplication. So meaning these people are already in the system. If I click on view contacts, it's gonna tell me who those people are right here, okay? But you shouldn't have that if this is your first time bringing these people in. If you scroll down here, you do get a button that you can click on that's going to automatically add search alerts for all of these contacts. So that is something you're able to do right off the bat to make sure they have some type of contents or information or email going out to them right when you import them. Okay. And then last but not least, you have a section here where you can add hashtags to these contacts. I talked extensively about what hashtags are, and I have a lot of videos on that topic on the YouTube channel in case you want to learn more about those. But in a nutshell, hashtags are basically a way to group all those people together using a keyword. So if all these contacts were expired leads, I could just type in expireds in here. And then later on, when I want to target every expired lead in my database, I could just search with this keyword to get them all to populate. Okay, so hashtags are just a way to group people under a specific category or a bucket so that you can market to them using that keyword and to target them and them only. Okay, so you can add as many hashtags here as you want. And you can add campaigns to these leads if you have some set up. This is also something else that's a little bit more advanced, but you can assign smart campaigns and have automated emails go out to people that you've already programmed. And we'll talk about smart campaigns again in the future for sure in 2024. But this is the most basic way to import contacts in bulk in KvCORE. So once you get all that information in there, you could click finish and then it'll say congrats, your import is processing. And if you have another CSV, you can click upload another file here. It'll take you back to that first screen. But if not, you could click on the green button. It'll take you to your list of contacts where you can see all those people that you just imported. Okay. Something I do want to say after doing this, give KvCORE some time because they might not all pop up right away. Like it says right here, it could take anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour, depending on how many people you're bringing into the system. Okay, it's fairly usually really quick. Within 2 to 3 minutes, you see everyone, but give it up to an hour in case you're not seeing everyone afterwards. All right, so that is how you import contacts in bulk in KvCORE. Any questions on the import process that we just did right now? Amazing, amazing. So that is how you get a lot of people in there at once, okay? But mainly, I really wanted to um, make sure that you don't have any kind of anything holding you back when it came to importing your sphere of influence lead and your organic leads. Most people are not going to have a spreadsheet of leads they already have that they're going to plug in there. But if you do, you can always go back, rewatch this video amongst 2 or 3 others I've done as far as importing contacts in bulk in KvCORE. But if it's an organic lead, you don't have to get them on a spreadsheet to upload them to KvCORE. Just add them manually one by one like we did. If it's your sphere of influence, you probably don't have an email, but if you do, add them one by one after reaching out to each and every one of them. That way they can expect the emails you're sending out, or KvCORE is going to send out on your behalf. And you can make sure those leads are being nurtured automatically and passively. Okay. You should only resort to bulk import when you are paying for a lot of leads and you want to market to them at once. You're taking a shortcut by paying for it, or you already had a bunch of leads on a different CRM, maybe from a different brokerage that you want to transfer over. This method, yes, we just did it together, but it is a little more technical. So reach out to me if you need help with it. Rewatch this video, or hopefully you understood how the process worked here, so you can also replicate that yourself. Okay. One more time, I just want to make sure. Is there any questions whatsoever? All questions welcome about anything we talked about.
I have a question. So I know that
Yeah.
we're going to go over the campaigns and stuff, but I just
Yep.
want to know, are you able to make a custom campaign, customize
Yes,
your
you are.
own? Okay.
Mm-hmm. You can build your own from scratch.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. I will text or email everyone a link to a YouTube video that we did together where I walk you through that in the meantime, but we will still have um, more Tech Tuesdays on the matter, and I will show you guys how to make that happen. But it is possible, and it's a great thing to leverage when using KvCORE. Any other questions, anybody? You can write them in the chat. When will I send the video out? So this video will most likely go up by midnight today, and I will send an email recap tomorrow morning so that you guys can find the video that way. But if you want, you can also just go straight to the YouTube channel where let me just get you the YouTube channel link in the chat here so that you can subscribe and be notified directly by YouTube. There we go. Awesome. So the link to the YouTube channel is in the chat. If you're not already subscribed, you can click on here to subscribe to that, but you'll have access to the whole library of Tech Tuesdays we've done. Also, standalone videos I do on certain topics that we talk about. So here you'll be able to find smart campaign information, your KvCORE website, hashtags, mass emails. There's so much information here. You can just browse through this. On top of that, always reach out, email, text. Everything is up here if you don't have it. And yeah, any other questions? Anyone?
This was excellent. No question. I just want to let you know this was excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Awesome. Yes, you're welcome, Angela. Okay. Amazing. I think I don't think I have any other slides. So yeah, that concludes the very last Tech Tuesday we'll have this year. I look forward to having many more in 2024, and hopefully we all get to use KvCORE and grow as agents and have a wonderful Christmas, wonderful New Year's, and yeah, you guys have a great night.
Thank you. You too. Gold as always.
Yeah.